Whew. Same way with astrology, same way with class. I got to get this stuff out. I got to do this. I believe I have these values. I have it, and it goes there. But if I went to my accountant or things, they'd probably see she'd be a bit more practical. She'd do more readings, do more of this, and I'm caught having to write or do it. So it's always going to be some kind of puzzle there. When you put Neptune up into the 11th house of having friends and enemies and having social connections or reliable or unreliable friends, who can you believe in, who can you not? Well, the whole group believes in this. Well, if the group is all wearing this brand name thing, I believe I got to wear the brand name thing to be part of the group. So it can be peer pressure in a very deceptive way. But if you're with, it can be the religious group that's you're believing in and you're being friends, have friends there. It could be the gang. It could be the party people. You know, so it depends what people you collect around you, what friends you have as a resource. Because we use our friendships. I lost a job. Do you know anything else? You know, and, oh yeah, so-and-so's looking for something. Why don't you try there? And so often people with good friendship connections will have people always opening up doorways for them to get better positions. But if you have bad friends, if you have confusing friends, if you have druggy friends or alcoholic friends or just that, it's going to really confuse that area, which is going to affect that whole rising quadrant. It's going to affect what you accomplish. But it's easy. So when you see Neptune, something's not as it seems with their friends. And someone's either going to be tied up with certain friends or have some special group that's gullible or dreamy or idealized. It's better to have something that you can believe in that's good or that's helping people, linking up to a social cause or being part of a fundraising group or something. That might be good. That would be a nice, good friendship for Neptune. But as soon as it turns that not everybody's living up to it, there's a gullible factor here too. So then you have the dream of this is the perfect friend. Oh, should they be the lover? The fight between friends and lovers is 11th house, 5th house fight. And you can be tempted to make a friend a lover. It's never a good idea. Because you lose the friend, you get the lover, you lose the friend. So, okay. When you have Neptune in the 8th house of having joint resources, I'm sharing the money with you. And you have a belief in how it should be used. Well, you might have a belief in how it should be used. Your partner may not, but you're still going to have this confusion of whether the partner's paying their half or whether it's okay, you'll take care of it, or whether you're paying the half, who's paying for what. So there's many temptations around money and around sharing and around social causes. When it's good, it's like great for fundraising or helping good cause or raising money to help the community. But when it's bad, it's like aligning with really questionable people, questionable resources. And then there can be great sorrows and guilt there. So there's always a work to prevent Neptune from becoming the negative and to keep it simple, self-reliant. Even if you have a vision, you can live clearly. You don't have to sell your soul to make it happen. So wherever Neptune is, the big extremes are always a problem, and something simpler will probably work out, and you can still move in that same direction. When Neptune's in the 5th house, that's the romantic house, that's the performance house. I gotta be the best. You want to be the best performer? Hey mom, look at me, aren't I the greatest? Hey honey, wasn't I the greatest for you? And you may not be, but you believe you are. Then you have to live up to that. So it can be many temptations you have in trying to be the performer. If you're so Neptune in the 5th house, if you have the lover, but if you're going through a disassociative time where you're tempted to have more than one lover or other things, there's many. Are you reliable? Are you faithful to the person? Is the person faithful to you? Are you taking care of your kids properly? Are you avoiding it? These are all Neptune issues in the 5th house that you have to fight the temptations and the confusions to escape and maintain the simplicity. You know, there's a big court case in Canada this past week. This woman got 21 years in prison. She was teaching, she was caring for young kids, teaching. She was a teacher teaching, I'm not sure it was grade 1 or 2 or preschool, but she was teaching young kids. And she wanted to go out to have a tanning salon. So she gave these drugs to all these kids, the whole classroom, and was doing this for a period of time and would leave the kids alone, they'd be asleep, and she'd go out and get her tanning salon, come back. They'd wake up and the class would go on. Well, there's bad performance. There's really illusionary things. It comes back and suddenly there's greater repercussions. I didn't mean to do it. I couldn't, oh my goodness. She just thought she was getting away with something. but it had huge repercussions. Everybody's family. How could someone put drugs in my kid or whatever? Like, so these are all very dramatic things, and I'm exaggerating them. It's just one of many ways you could do it. It's easy, but when you start working at charts, you start seeing how the Neptune manifests. It takes a while to get it. Once you get it, you start to see how to work with what's not, how to make sure things are good rather than bad, how to make things sincere, simple, humble, rather than desperate, dependent, over imaginative. So sometimes the over imaginative can work well in a really creative way, but not in a social way. Sometimes someone can have the great talents and never use them. And that's another type of sorrow. So in the succeeding houses, these are the transforming or understanding houses. There's going to be a gullible factor, a fanatical or gullible factor in how you learn or don't learn, and what you believe in your own understanding or in your ability to transform. So in these houses, there are multiple choice houses. So often you can be extended out into too many different areas and you can't live up to anything. Or you're around many people don't believe in the same things you believe in. Or you don't want, you can either be really overextended by the Neptune, or you can be really, I don't belong any, why bother, why anything. You can have a really slothful disassociation from Neptune. So Neptune in the third house is the understanding your motive, how to express your motivations, how to express where you're coming from, what happened at home. What happens if it was a big scandal, there was confusion? Is you pick up your prejudices from your brothers and sisters in your family. You pick up these attitudes. And Neptune is going to imply some visionary, some gullible, some deceptive factors, something unreliable with brothers and sisters, some expectation around how you express yourself. So whether you express, you had to lie or tell a story to get around it, or you couldn't be direct, it creates a very evasive or manipulative or fuzzy type of communication. It's hard for someone with Neptune in the third house to be exactly specific or exactly truthful. Wow. So many different, truth has so many different sides to it. Better to be silent. But then there might be confusion around what education you get, what you know, what you don't know. And your beliefs are tied in with your knowledge. A lot of people, a lot of intelligent people in the world who are in dire poverty, war-related environments that don't get their education and don't have the support from brothers or sisters or things, or have very dramatic things that happen that affect their ability to express themselves. And a lot of times the most therapy they use for that, they get someone to, if it's a kid, they get them to draw out the horrors or draw out the confusions, and then it comes out in their drawings and they can begin to establish a relationship around that. But the Neptune there, it's going to be hard to get someone through their school years, get all the education that they need. It's easy for them to dissipate and go this way and that way. Okay. So the classic thing is, what you say, are you saying things exactly true, or are you exaggerating what's real here? Or are you spaced out? Oh, wow, man, I'm being exactly true. I know exactly. I mean, come on over to a place we can sit down, drink up or smoke up, and we'll sort this all out. You know, like, there's a lot of wrong ideas, and it's hard to get good teachers or things. So if someone has Neptune, you're going to watch them. You're going to keep, if you have a kid with that, you're going to be trying to keep them focused, and you're going to encourage their imagination, but you have to keep focused on the potential confusions and corruptions around them, which might even be you if it's your kid. I mean, if you have dishonesty or confusion in your chart, it's there for your parents when you were born. Because your chart is the transits of your parents when you were born. Okay. Neptune in the 12th house, you're projecting out into the world, say hi, hello, you don't know who it is, do people like you or don't like you? So do you project what's real? Do you project a belief? Do you project a sorrow? Do you project a confusion? It's a conscientious point. This is, are you aligned conscientiously, or are you picking up on the unconscientious people? Do you get good or bad people around you? In your projection out is going to determine who becomes a friend or not. But if you're projecting out in difficult ways, projecting insecurity or projecting an anger, you're going to attract angry or insecure friends or people take advantage of it, and that's going to limit what you go out and do. But a lot of things going out and doing are hurting other people, doing other things, and a person with Neptune here, it's not a bad place for Neptune to be, because it really creates a need for dedication and social conscience, for trying to live up to what you believe is good or helpful and trying to move away from harmful things. But if it gets guilty about relationships, about kids not being there, about not having custody or whatever, it can be a very haunting area too. And that hauntingness, how do you fix it? By being dedicated to good cause, by helping some kids or trying to help out in the area that you're concerned about. But someone with that Neptune there, sometimes they know they're invited to this party and they know they don't want to go because people will be there, and I don't know if I want to be there because I'm going to have to put up with this person, that one. They may not go. They may hide away. Like, that's part of the Neptune selectiveness in the 12th house. But when they want to transform things, they're usually going to be quite conscientiously dedicated towards it. I got to fix this. I can't keep going like this. But when it goes bad, that guilt factor of Neptune, or the deception or the dishonesty factor, it creates a very confusing conscience, a very corrupt conscience, what one can get away with. Neptune up in the 9th house of understanding, that implies, not a bad place for it to be, it implies a moralistic, almost a fanatically moralistic viewpoint. So this can be very speculative, this can be very philosophical, but here's the right and wrong about ethics, and you're either going to be right or you're going to be wrong, and this is the way it should be done, or this is the way I didn't do it, or how come I live up to it, how come I can't. So it can be the fanatical messianic person, we believe, and anyone that's not Christian or not Muslim can't be there, they're immoral. It can be very gullible like that in terms of a fanatical group caught up in a moral group, or it could be exactly the opposite, just hanging out with a gang or hanging out with people with, it's a wrong understanding, but you're hanging around with them, why not? The Neptune's there. So usually, if it's, you can't see good or bad just looking at a person, but if you see something in a chart, you look to see who their teachers and influences are. And if they had bad influences, how do you wean them away from to get them self-reliant and thinking for themselves? That's difficult. If someone's caught in a cult or caught in a belief group and they're in it believing, you can't reach them. You might pull away because they're always pushing it, but they're going to be pumped up in that understanding. But if you're in a gang and gangs have their own ethics and morality, we did something wrong, are you telling us, are you trying to break away? We can't break away. That's that area too, in a bad way. Oh.